In the quiet corners of our world, there are those who encounter the extraordinary in the midst of their everyday lives. This is one such account, a witness report from a person who seems to have a unique connection with the unexplained. Her story unfolds over several years, detailing encounters with unidentified flying objects that appear to follow her and manifest during routine activities. These sightings are not mere flashes in the sky, but persistent phenomena that have become an integral part of her existence. Join us as we delve into her experiences, exploring the mysterious events that have woven themselves into the fabric of her daily life. A winter night encounter. It was a cold winter night in January 1982, the kind where the snow blankets the earth and everything feels still and silent. I was 19 years old and with a group of friends from Bjorneborg. We decided to visit the new cemetery in Ulvila, a place shrouded in mystery and known for its eerie atmosphere, especially at night. The cemetery, nestled behind a winding river road, had no streetlights, casting the entire area into darkness. Snowbanks edged the parking lot, making it feel even more isolated. We parked the car and sat inside, talking quietly, when suddenly we heard a soft, unfamiliar hum. It was a sound unlike anything we had ever heard before. The hum seemed to come from above the car, growing louder yet remaining oddly gentle. Instinctively, we fell silent, our bodies freezing in place, our hair standing on end. The darkness around us was abruptly pierced by a blinding light that enveloped the car, turning night into day. The light formed a perfect cone around us, with a clear, defined boundary. Curiosity mixed with fear as one of my friends in the back seat decided to take a closer look. He quickly opened the door, glanced upwards, and shut it again just as fast. He saw nothing but an intensely bright light. We were all paralyzed, not knowing if it was from fear or something else. The light and the hum persisted for about 1 to 2 minutes, though it felt like an eternity. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, the light vanished and the hum ceased, plunging us back into darkness. It was only then that our driver seemed to snap out of a trance, and we sped away in terror. None of us wanted to speak about what we had seen, and despite my attempts to get them to report the incident, my friends refused. The brief glimpse my friend had taken revealed nothing more than the powerful light source directly above us. I never went back to that cemetery. The experience left an indelible mark on me, a mix of fear and awe at the unknown. The mysterious light in the tree. One evening, as I was wandering around my yard, I noticed a light resting on the branches of a tree. At first, I thought it was the moon casting its glow, but then I realized the moon shouldn't be in that part of the sky. Intrigued, I moved to a spot where I had a clear line of sight to the light. The object was perhaps less than a quarter the size of the moon, emitting a yellowish hue, somewhere between moonlight and starlight. It lacked distinct contours, appearing somewhat grainy and almost alive. The sight reminded me of a hanging cluster of berries, shaped roughly like a blunt egg. At the top of the object were two nearly hemispherical domes, whose light was yellower and slightly brighter than the rest of the object. I observed the object several times over the course of an hour. From the window, I could see it clearly and used fixed points to detect any movement. Throughout this time, the object did not exhibit any noticeable movement, except for the slight motion consistent with the starry sky's rotation, about 15 degrees clockwise. However, due to an early wake-up call the next morning, I couldn't dedicate more time to scrutinizing the phenomenon. The following night was clear, so I attempted to see if there was anything permanent in the sky that could explain what I had seen. However, nothing appeared in the same place at the same time. Estimating the distance to the object was challenging, but it was likely many kilometers away. Over the years, countless phenomena classified as UFOs have been observed in this area. Many witnesses have seen these strange sights, though not everyone is willing to talk about them. The summer night encounter. It was a bright early summer night in 2012, and we were relaxing on the terrace in my backyard. The air was warm, and the night felt peaceful. Suddenly, a soft hum began to emanate from the east. Curious, we turned our gazes skyward, searching for the source of the sound. To our amazement, a large, oval-shaped ship came into view, flying low across the sky. It moved slowly, bathed in what we could only describe as festive lighting. The lights twinkled and glowed, making the ship stand out vividly against the night sky. It seemed almost as if the ship wanted to be seen, as it made no effort to hide or speed away. The UFO continued its leisurely flight towards the west, heading in the direction of the sea. We watched it for a long time, marveling at its steady, unchanging path. It neither increased its speed nor altered its direction, maintaining a straight and consistent trajectory throughout its journey. The ship was adorned with what looked like windows, each emitting a strong, bright light, adding to the mesmerizing display. This encounter, much like my first one, left us in awe. The sight of the glowing oval-shaped ship gliding silently and slowly across the sky was both extraordinary and unforgettable. It was a moment that etched itself into our memories, leaving us with a profound sense of wonder at the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. The summer of 2012 brought yet another encounter, shortly after the second. I was driving home, the warm air rushing through the open windows, when I glanced up and saw something unusual. To the right of the road, high in the sky near the Tiilimäki-Hesburger, was a sharply defined triangular object performing an odd sawing motion next to a cloud. The object was primarily an equilateral triangle, its movements peculiar as it seemed to touch the cloud at times and then detach. It remained stationary in the sky, executing its strange sawing motion, while the cloud moved naturally with the airflow. What was striking about the object was how it blended with the cloud. It had the same color, camouflaging itself against the backdrop of the sky, yet its precise contours remained distinct. As I continued to observe, it became clear that the object's color mimicked the clouds, making it almost invisible except for its sharp edges. This impression was so vivid that we later discussed it and agreed on this peculiar characteristic. This encounter, with its mysterious and almost surreal visual, left a lasting impact. The image of the triangular object, with its strange movements and perfect camouflage, is etched in my mind, adding another layer to the enigmatic experiences I had that summer. The jogging incident. It was a crisp fall evening in 2016, and my daughter and I were jogging with our neighbor's dog. The sky was dark, and the air had a chill to it. As we moved along our usual route, my daughter pointed out something unusual. A ship seemed to be following us. It was high up, but the light allowed us to see it clearly tracking our slow jogging pace. Whenever the dog stopped to sniff around, the ship would stop too, hovering in place. Curious, we decided to test if it was truly following us. We changed direction in the woods and then returned home. Amazingly, the ship mirrored our movements, stopping and starting with us. This eerie experience left us both intrigued and a bit unsettled. The winter encounter. In February 2018, I observed another peculiar sight. Two ships flew from south to north at night, maintaining the same flight path about an hour apart. This repeated pattern of silent, coordinated movements prompted me to seek explanations. I tried contacting the Bjorneborg Flight Control, but only found an email address. I also reached out to the local astronomy club to see if there had been any celestial observations or meteor showers that night, but there were none. When I mentioned these sightings, the responses were dismissive. People suggested I look up flight schedules and plane routes, but I knew what I saw was not typical aircraft. These encounters have become frequent, and I believe they are not just random events. I view these sightings as a natural phenomenon, somehow connected to me and my daughter. Despite the skepticism from others, I feel a deep personal link to these occurrences. The frequency and nature of these encounters suggest a connection beyond ordinary explanations, and I have come to accept and even welcome them as part of our lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one person's remarkable encounters with the unexplained. These sightings, woven into the fabric of her daily life, offer a glimpse into the mysteries that surround us. Whether you believe in UFOs or remain skeptical, her story reminds us of the vastness of our universe and the unknown possibilities it holds. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing stories and witness reports. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or your own experiences. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies and stay curious.